Before lock stream. Ooh, I'm about 2 minutes early, but that's okay. Let's get rid of the background. Okay. See something. I want picture in picture. Why is it not taking up the whole screen? Interesting. Anyway, waiting on Bobby here, and there's a couple of pieces of news that I'm waiting on. I guess it's what you sign on for when you play the NBA, but I just wish they would just tell people who if they're playing or not, especially when they know. I mean, they know who's freaking playing. It's ridiculous. The guys I'm waiting on are CJ McCollum and Larry Nance and what's his name? And Porzingis. Like, those are the main guys that I'm kind of waiting on tonight. There's Bobby. Put him in. Here he is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to change it right now.
Yeah, so I was just saying, just lamenting the usual. Why don't they just tell people who's playing or not? But guys I'm waiting on personally are McCollum, Porzingis, and Larry Nance. Those are the three guys I'm not completely sure on. I guess I really hope that McCollum plays. Just from a lifestyle perspective, I'm going out to dinner and I just can't deal with it when I'm out.
Yeah.
I might end up, if he's out, I might just try to email him and say just cancel all my entries. It's just kind of ridiculous.
Well, you could probably, why not just play all Jason? Like, Alvarado's a good play anyway. Why not just fade McCollum and play Alvarado with Murphy and the other guys, because they're all
good. I could certainly do that.
I mean, those guys are all going to be 20% owned. They have like 6 guys in their team who are going to be 20% owned.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm just going to go over who I like or whatever. I like all those guards. I mean, I like McCollum. I like Beal. I like Chris Paul. I like Westbrook. And they're all point guard only eligible, which makes it fun. But those are the guys that I like. And I'm still waiting on Larry Nance. If Larry Nance plays, I want to play him, actually. And if he does not, I want to play Hernan Gomez. I don't know why I'm so locked into this one thing, but
why do you want to play Nance?
I don't know, because I don't think that Valanciunas is particularly going to get like a billion.
25 minutes last night. I actually feel like I feel like this is a really, I don't know. I don't think that this is a bad thing for Valanciunas at all.
I mean, I have Valanciunas in my lineups right now.
Yeah.
I mean, in a good amount of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to play Nance if he plays, but if he doesn't play, I want to play the other one.
He has the upside to get there. Don't get me wrong. It's just off of an injury where it's hard to know how much they're going to run him, and it's not like he's a guarantee even when he plays his normal rotation. Like, he only averages 22 fantasy points a game or something.
The other thing I did was listen, nothing's really changed. I like playing those Bulls. Quentin Grimes is he going to be out?
No, he's in.
He is in. Okay. Is Jalen Duran a good play with Clint Capella coming back? What does that have to do with anything?
It's a matchup against.
Okay.
It's definitely worse for him that Capella's there, but I still am going to play a little bit of Duran.
Okay. And those two.
Duran's like an automatic, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's a good play. Sorry, go ahead, Shoots. Didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. The other thing is McCollum is 8,300, and you could turn that into even Chris Paul in where you don't have him already, if he's out. But like you said, you got to play Alvarado, and all these other guys are good plays anyway. You're right. You don't. There's nothing that new that gets added.
Right.
If McCollum is out, I get it.
Well, if he's out, it just solidifies all of them, right?
Right.
And even if Nance plays, that, like, if he's out and Nance is out, then you're talking about looking at three guys or 4 guys.
Right.
And I'm still holding on to the maybe we switch over to Hernan Gomez, and I think that just is sort of how you play this slate. Like, I have a couple of lineups where I threw Fulton, not at my big buy-ins, but I threw Fulton into a couple lineups. I have Banchero in one lineup, but other than that, I'm not playing anybody on the early side of things.
Yeah.
It's just Sohan would make some sense, but I really like that's a real worry about a back-to-back for a guy for me. He has played some, but after the coming back, his minutes were they were really tight with his minutes until last night. Feels very odd that they would just come out and play him more than 24 minutes again. That's very un-Spurs like. But he's the one guy who could really hurt me. Like I keep telling people, like the Sohan thing, he's just such a he's gonna be like 15 fantasy points or 40. I feel like almost every night, like one of the two. But on a back-to-back in this spot, I don't think I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
And they have like 7,000 bodies. I'm still waiting for the Spurs to announce somebody out, but they haven't done it yet. It seems like they would take turns and let Vassell, I should say, or Trey Jones have a night off and something like that. But it still wouldn't really make enough of a difference for me, I don't think, for any of these guys. Are you with me on that early game? No real dice for you?
I'm not really playing much in the early games at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Gobert looks like Gobert is in according to All Gems. I was anticipating that, but thank you for that.
Yeah.
Relax with TBJ is asking if he is tripping, believing that James Harden under 10K looks like a beautiful play. Well, so here's the thing. It is kind of interesting. So my son, he was asking me, how the hell do you freaking play it for like 15 games? Well, it's hard, because a lot of guys are going to look like good plays.
And there's going to be a bunch of comments of, oh, so-and-so at 3% or so-and-so at 2%. You know what I mean? Just because there's so many good plays. I don't see why Harden's a good play. Someone would have to clarify that one to me. I actually am the one who's usually on the side of playing Harden more than most people are. But there is nothing that's leading me to think that why would Harden be a good play. Like he put up 60 in one game against Sacramento. Is that the reason? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's put up 32 and 34 the last two games, one of them in 41 minutes in an overtime game. He could get there, but even getting there is not all that exciting. You know what I mean? Like, so he gets 55 or 60, maybe he can get to 70 with Embiid. I don't know how many times he's done it. I know it hasn't happened this year. So I don't know if he's ever scored 70 with Embiid. And that's sort of like, I want my guy to be like a safe 55 if I want to say a really good play at 9,900. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think Harden is anything even remotely like that. And it's not a good matchup. And everybody who's going to say, oh, but if anybody writes in that he's going to be playing against Reggie Jackson, let me just assure you that is not going to be the case for most of the game. He will have one of four really good defenders on him for the most part. Of course, he has triple-double upside. So what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, okay. A lot of guys have that upside. I mean, Luka's almost like a lock for a triple-double, it feels like. Almost every night. I don't know. I just don't see why Harden stands out particularly tonight to me. And we could say he has triple-double upside. The simple fact is he has had 10 rebounds in exactly 0 games this season. So I don't know how likely that triple-double
exactly zero. Exactly 0.
0 times this season has he had 10 rebounds.
He has the
and now you have a slowdown.
He has the Mr. Blutarski number of 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
0.0.
And you see, and look, I like Zubac as much as the next guy does. I really do. But what do you think they see when Philadelphia game plans for tonight? Oh, we're going to have one of Kawhi, Paul George, Norman Powell, or Terrence Mann guarding James Harden, or we can just go ahead and play Embiid against Zubac. I think it's a pretty straightforward. Zubac is so cheap. I almost considered Zubac, by the way, because I could see him getting extra run in the Embiid. The Clippers, you can't go small against this Philly team with Embiid. It's just not going to work. Like, there's no way that works in a million years. So it is kind of that was going to be my really long shot play from the early day part was that, okay, maybe Zubac is going to get the extra run and be a better play than we think he is, but I just can't bring myself to do it. If it was a later game, I'd use him as a placeholder. What else do we have? Where did Miles Turner come from? Like, literally, I always wonder where terrible matchup for Turner. Yeah, Miles Turner. If you play Miles Turner, I'll say my normal thing. If you play Miles Turner tonight, you should probably be playing Miles Turner every single night.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I thought
tonight against Bam.
No. I think about that kind of stuff about playing a guy You know what I mean? Like because you always play the guy.
No, I'm saying you should. There's no logical reason to play him. Is my point.
Okay.
So if you're going to play him in the worst matchup in basketball on a 15-game slate, why then you should just be playing him every night if you like him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like what is leading to the Harden? I'm sorry. What is leading to the Miles Turner play tonight?
Right.
I don't see anything that leads to it. I mean, this could be a 3-game slate. I still don't think I would get to Turner. And sure, he always has a ceiling. There's always a chance he goes out and puts up like 50 or 60. But we can say the same thing about 100 other guys. The one I'm stuck on Sheets a little bit is the Nurkic thing. I'm tempted to do this, like to
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, would they do it? Would they let him have the extra run? They're not playing well with this lineup they keep wanting to go to. So why don't they stick with playing him? I really don't understand what Portland's doing. Yeah. And because there's so much late news, I'm just going to say that, like, first, skip the first game. I'm going back to what I said earlier. I love getting some back and forths with the Bulls and Knicks guys. DeRozan being my favorite of the Bulls.
Okay.
But DeRozan with one of the guards, whether it be Kobe White or the Sonmu, and then you switch over and you play on the other side I like Barrett and Brunson better than I do Randall tonight because the price is a little high on Randall. But I think both Barrett and Brunson are really, really good plays.
Yeah.
You just can't you can't ask for minutes like these guys get, you know? Their minute floor and ceiling is so much higher than everyone else's. And now you get to add in a low usage Quentin Grimes, who I really like as a real life player, but him playing only benefits these guys. So I like that. I also like I think I'm going to do, because I like the Portland thing. I'm sorry, the New Orleans thing. I'm going to do some of the Giddey and Shea thing on the other side.
Okay.
And then Westbrook is my highest owned player. I have weird plays in that last game just so I can back stack games. You know, PJ Washington's in some lineups. I have LaMelo Ball. These are all probably going to be good. I have some LeBron and Westbrook with LaMelo's. Like, I'm just gonna end up pivoting down. You know what I mean? I end up pivoting around depending on how the early games go for me, and try to keep 4 guys though in that late state of the games until we get other news.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I hate that. You know what's weird is for some reason the Restream doesn't use my, what's it called, camera, my other camera. So I look like I'm always looking from the side, but the YouTube, but Zoom does. So I need to figure out the settings on this.
That's odd.
Yeah, because it's a little weird. I'm always sideways here, and I need to fix that. Sabonis, another really good play. I totally agree about Sabonis. Yeah. There's other guys like Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is a perfect placeholder play. First of all, he's fine anyway. And why not just hold him and then just see what happens? You know what I mean? Like with the guys from those later games. Thomas Bryant, LaMelo, LeBron, Westbrook, Washington, Gordon Hayward. All of these guys are like on their own decent plays, and so if you get stuck with them, you're not really in bad shape, but you're almost never getting stuck with them.
Right.
And today I'll go till 6:30 Eastern because on the big slates, it's always hard because I have to edit and try to whittle down. I know you're good at it while doing the stuff. I'm just really not.
No, I have to leave it at like 6:40 myself. So we'll call that a day.
What does that mean in the last matchup? They had 50 fantasy points. It must be in reference to Harden. What is that? Do you want 50? I don't want 50 fantasy points for 9,900. That's not a good number at all. You definitely don't want 50.
No, that's not a very good number either.
Yeah. But also Harden, they haven't played the Clippers this year, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think they have. So I don't know what that's about. It must be in relation to something else. All right, guys, pop in more questions if that's Chris Middleton. We already knew was out, but he's, I guess, been confirmed. But I heard the confirmation this morning, but it's Maybe he was upgraded and I missed or something. That's the other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure to get at least one Giannis, Kyrie, Simmons, or so, maybe not Simmons, maybe Giannis, maybe just Giannis and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Giannis is being way overlooked here. Like, it is weird. His numbers dwindled a little bit when Middleton started playing. And then whenever they're threatened, I just feel like he gets under projected because he just takes complete control. I mean, he had a 43% usage rate the other night. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah. He had won a few games back against Golden State where he only played 29 minutes because it was a blowout, but he had a 51% usage rate. That's like nuts.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway. Yeah, I think this is the kind of matchup you could take a shot with Kyrie for sure.
So I'll answer slick. Where do you go for value? So the two guys from Houston are fair enough, Eason and Martin, and then you could take your shots with the Bulls, either or Desomnu or White, and just let me just kind of get confirmation that Dragic is in. Why would we get confirmation on that? Oh, he's probable. Okay. 3,100. He's fair enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's a play. It's something. But I think that one of those guys, I think White's probably the most dynamic. You know what I mean? I think I would guess Desomnu maybe even the safest. But
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, White's dynamic. One of those two I think is fair enough. If you play one of those two and one of the two Houstons, I think that should get you what you need.
Mm-hmm. Alvarado.
Ivy tonight. I like him.
Yeah, I like Ivy too, but I don't think it's an automatic lock play or anything like that.
No.
Desomnu, by the way, can put up fantasy points in this kind of a matchup. But I agree that White is the more tournament-y feeling play or whatever.
Yeah, right. I mean,
yeah, I agree. But I like that game quite a bit. It is interesting not to have more guys in this Hawks-Pistons game. Like, it's just the Hawks have just 75 guys they can play.
Yeah.
And Bojan Bogdanovic, not Bogdan Bogdanovic, Bojan has really had he's having a really rough go of it because they're letting Jaden Ivey cook a little bit more. So you can't play like those guys together, but I think you could take a shot on Bogdanovic returning. The one thing about Jaden Ivey I just want to point out, he's put up over 29 fantasy points exactly one time in this role. Just keep that in mind. So when he's too popular, which I think he is, probably best to be underweight on him. Hold on. Let me just double check before I say that. I had him as popular earlier. Yeah, if he's around 20%, that seems like a better fade than a play. And then it's weird.
You like anybody better at the same price at the same position, like 5,300?
5,300?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I like Killian Hayes just as that's what this to me it screams like a recency bias thing that everybody's playing Ivy and it's just one game that they got it
right
because he was popular that night. But Killian Hayes has put up 5 games over 30 and he's only 600 more now. He's also put in 3 and over 40. Maybe he's the right thing to do to pivot. But the problem is the point guard position is loaded. So Jaden Ivey, that's partly why he's popular and why I even ended up with some of them. It's also why I have more Kobe White than I thought I would, even though I like White.
Because of that position you need.
Yeah, I wish Desomnu was shooting guard eligible. Because the point guard, to me, it's point guards all over the place. It's point guard in your point guard spot, point guard in your guard spot, point guard in your utility spot. And until of course we hear, Joe Val is out or something weird like that. Unless something like that happens and I have to play 2 centers. I don't see any reason. I think DeAndre Hunter is just absolutely if he happens to get there, fine. You playing guys without ceilings is just a recipe for never winning money at DFS. And Hunter, in the worst spot he's been in all year with the most bodies healthy on his team, doesn't really make sense to me at all. Like as a part of a game stack, if you were going to play Trey, Killian Hayes, Bogdanovic, and something like that, and Duran, then you could throw him into that mix and just hope the game stays close and that he's a part of it and he hits some open threes. But I think I just don't understand why today would be the day for Hunter personally.
Yeah.
We did Ivy. We did the value. Where are you going to dinner? Anywhere special?
Yeah, I mean, nice place in Huntington called the Reserve. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
KJ Martin is small forward, power forward, right? Okay, so I can move him there. And then Tony Eason, I can put him there. And then
You like Bobby Portis? No. Where are these plays coming from? I'm totally confused by this. I thought there was going to be questions about real guys playing basketball tonight. We get all these wild ones.
Can almost play Dinwiddie. Oh, did you see the quote? See what's his name? Christian Wood, like shout out. He say, "Welcome home, Houston," or something.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what did he say? What was it?
He's like, I don't know. He's like, he's making a revenge style quote. I think I don't know.
Yeah, and he also went nuts on Şengün last time. Yeah, I think Wood is completely viable. By the way, I have no problem with that play. Let's see. Wood. One thing we should look at though is Kevin Love may be more in play, even if they all play, than we are treating him like he is. He hasn't had like his big Kevin Love game, but he's played 20, 24, and 29 minutes the last 3 games. And that 29 minutes was in that tough game. I mean, they were up by a lot of the game, but they were playing Milwaukee. So
right,
you get a competitive game together. Maybe Kevin Love does see some extra minutes with no. And it's Lamar Stevens is back, but Lamar Stevens is not like he's low usage, so it's good for everybody else on the team, but. I don't know. I don't think he has to play 38 minutes his first game back, which he sometimes does. But if he plays like 24, 25, then maybe he gets more love. But if he was out, I would go back to Love again, just because those extra minutes will, filter through him. I guess at the same time, you could probably mention, I don't know. I don't really want to do it. I'm just throwing out different values. Fultz is fine, but I don't like it because of the first game. So none of my none of my $600 buy-ins will be Fultz.
Yeah,
he's one of my other ones. Plumlee's not even Plumlee barely has the job anymore. No, really, he's been basically splitting minutes with Nick Richards, and he's 5,900. It's not like he's cheap. He's fine. I mean, it's a fine match. I like Thomas Bryant a hell of a lot better. And by the way, back to the Nick Richards point again. As a placeholder, I think you could do worse. But
you're holding where at center?
No, you're not. You're holding a utility.
Okay.
Or at center, but it doesn't matter because you're playing the late guys anyway.
Right.
Westbrook's going to be in the late slate. He's going to be in 70% of my lineups tonight. Maybe he'll filter down to a little less than 70% if somebody's announced out. But as of right now, that's what I've got him.
Fox 8,800. Can Fox pay off 8,800? Probably.
Yeah, of course.
Think so?
Absolutely. I'm very worried about that game being a blowout. I can't answer anyone from Miami because the answer is clearly under normal circumstances absolutely not anybody from Miami if everybody plays. But when they keep announcing 3 guys out after lock, it's hard to know what to say about that.
You saying last game Richards barely played?
Yeah, but you know what else played him? I played him and I won a tournament with him in it. So couldn't have been that bad. I mean, he was bad. I mean, he barely played last game, but what does that have to do with anything? We're just going to take 1 game sample sizes now? I think that's a really big mistake. But I'm not saying you're playing Richards. I'm saying you're placeholding with Richards and 3 other guys or 4 other guys from the later games. And then you just shift as all the information comes out. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you do it like if you're playing him also with Austin Reeves or something like that, who's also questionable, by the way. What happens if Reeves?
Let's see any other news coming out of here.
Yeah, there's nothing happening.
They're gonna sit McCollum, right? That's what's gonna happen.
Halliburton is another one that could sit too, which means we get to play MBH. Sheets is just so frustrated. I'm not on edge, man. I just disagree with. I just didn't like any of the plays you recommended, and I didn't see any reason why they were there. I'm not on edge. I'm actually having a good time. I'm a very blunt person when it comes to DFS stuff, and I think that's it's partly why some people like me and some people don't.
Marcus Smart will play. Robert Williams ruled out.
We knew that one.
Jimmy Butler is in. Caleb Martin is in. Gabe Vincent is in. And Garrison Matthews is available to play.
Yeah.
Can I trade like 4 of those pieces of news for one that I don't know? That'd be nice. So again, for those of you that are here, we're going to go live. I'm going to go live tomorrow at 11 for the football slate. And both of us will be here. I imagine Sunday, if whenever an hour before the first NBA game is, whenever that is, right? I don't know exactly when that is. And also look for the Discord. So tomorrow, obviously, there's no NBA. So I'm not going to do a contest, but I'm going to post the details on the Christmas contest. I can't post, I don't think, the actual contest until the morning of, the way DraftKings works. So look for that. But make sure that you get in there. It should be a lot of fun. And I really hope you guys don't beat me because I don't want to pay for this extra money. So I really hope I beat all of you people. But the odds are I won't. So good luck and get after that. So
McCollum down in Discord asking about you updating your projections, but there's nothing to update right now.
There's nothing going to get updated right now. I could just re-upload the same files I have. I mean, like, makes you feel better, but what I probably should do is update the hockey, but I don't have time. I didn't see any news after 4:00 that warranted me doing anything different.
No.
So. Garrison Matthews available to play. That's the news everybody was waiting for.
All right, let's see. It looks like okay. I like this question from MJ. If McCollum is out, how many is the sweet spot for the Pelicans? It's a really good question. If you wanted to stack the game and play a 4-1, I think that's completely viable. I think the ideal number is probably 2 or 3. That's probably 3, but I think 2 on this side of the slate is completely reasonable because they have enough bodies there. It really depends on if he and Nance are out, then you want to play more because that brings Hernan Gomez back into the mix. Valanciunas becomes even more solidified. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Najee Marshall, Dyson Daniels, Jose Alvarado. They have 7 legitimate strong plays. And
as you noticed yesterday, they even gave Jackson Hayes a couple of minutes yesterday.
They even gave Justin Hayes. Wait, who did they?
Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's it. It doesn't have your projections on Saberson. That's why.
Well, I can't. That has nothing to do with me. We ping Evan. I mean, all I do is put it up on the tables. I have no idea how it gets to Saberson. and there's no way I'm making it like rush to do this right now. We'll make a note for maybe for tomorrow or something. But actually, do me a favor. You know what? I'll do it.
What's that? You're good. I just wrote Evan.
Oh, you wrote. Okay, good.
I just did it in our Discord.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I think that I'm going to probably get out and start, getting more variations of the late game placeholders.
Yeah,
it's pretty much all we can do, right?
I mean, I'll be back. I'll be back from dinner in time for those 10 o'clockers. That's for sure.
Okay. All right, buddy. Well,
so hold on, everybody. Be on the lookout for a possible live sweat and notification, like around 11 o'clock. I might be sweating something of my own. I might be sweating something of Bobby. I might just be in the mood to get in there. So just be on the lookout for that. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow at 11, where we talk about what a great play Davis Mills is.
Where Davis Mills went I might throw him into a 5. I'm seriously considering a 555. Like I talked myself into this whole thing. It's so crazy, it just might work.
It's so crazy, it just might work. All
right. Well, have a nice dinner with Stacy, and I will see you guys a little later. Hopefully, we do have a sweat later on.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. I'm updating. By the way, everybody, I'm updating the hockey right now. Can't update everything, but let's put that in. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm just finishing up this, and then I will log off. Okay. Yeah, for those of you that were following in the hockey, I was getting a whole bunch of Edmonton, which, as you guys may or may not know, I really enjoy. I enjoy getting as much Edmonton as you can eat. They're probably gonna be somewhat popular, but I'm telling you, those guys kill it. When they kill it, they kill it. When they don't, it's really an awful sight to behold. But I'm going to redo these hockey lineups. I have to leave in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to redo this now. That looks like it looks like I'm getting a bunch of Edmonton, Dallas, Nashville. I don't know why I'm getting all this. Corey Schneider, he's not even going to freaking be starting. So I don't know what that's all about. That's a terrible job by the projection people with the starting goalies. But that is what it is, I guess. This was pretty good then. Oilers will be the main. Why is Saros the goalie that I have if he's not even confirmed yet? That one looks pretty good. Let's look at the team stacks. Edmonton, Nashville, Dallas, but it looks as though terrible looking stacks here. I'm going to go with my original build, I think, and stick with the Edmonton and the Dallas as the main ones. Otherwise, it gets really confusing. Let me just make sure that's what I'm doing. Then I will log off of here, I think. Mm. 5-2, 4-3, team stacks, Dallas Kings. So a little less Edmonton this time, a little more Dallas. All right. Well, you know what? I am going to change it. I'm going to go with this idea. Download lineups. And we're going to keep the main the same. Fortunately, I'm talking to myself, but I apologize. Part of having to do content and get your lineups in. So those are good. And put this one over here. This is what I wanted. Yeah, so Edmonton, I think, is going to be my main stack in the big buy-in. But I think I'm going to have more Dallas in the MME. Let me give one more look at the. Hold on a minute. Let's edit this one. Edmonton. That's good. Let me see one more bit of news. You're looking for hockey too? Good. Still nothing in the NBA, and I have to go. So, Clippers starters. Kyle Anderson is out. Goran Dragic available to play. Guess that's something. And we'll make one more change here. And just hope McCollum plays, or I remember to check. I don't know what else to do. Let's do this last thing. Big FanDuel, and I have to leave in like 5 minutes. I can always just change McCollum to what's his name if I have to. Let's DraftKings. Ugh, come on, Eric. I think these are all fine. I think that, you know what, let's do one more update for FanDuel, I suppose. We're just playing the MME and FanDuel. We're not playing anything big over there. And I don't want, like, I'm probably going to get 1,000,000% of this guy. No, actually, this is okay. All right, so we're going to go with a whole bunch of Thomas Bryant actually on FanDuel, if anybody's following that. Oh, Matt. Upload this. My FanDuel's updated. And I'm going to get out of here. All right, good luck, everybody.